Hey guys, so today's video is going to be a video that I've wanted to film for a while, but I didn't think I had that many bags that I could talk about, but then I started listing it out. I'm like, wow, I've actually sold a lot of designer pieces. If you're like me, I love designer bags, designer goods, not so much shoes, but leather goods, small leather goods, I'm all about those. For me personally, I don't want to keep things just so I have a collection to show on YouTube, or I don't like to keep things just to build up or collect dust in my closet. If I'm not using something, I just don't feel like there's any reason to really keep it, so that's why I sell a lot of things. It's not always to replace it with a bag in my collection. If I'm not using it, I don't think I should be keeping the bags. So I don't think this is a tagged video. If it isn't, I would love to start one. I know some of my favorite YouTubers like Jerusha Couture, I think she's already done this video, but Jerusha Couture, Pretty Shiny Sparkly, Mel Soldera, Ariel Christiana, I know they sell bags also, so I think it'd be a fun video for them to do. I love watching haul videos and unboxings, but I also like hearing why some things didn't work out or why they decided to sell them. I get a lot of questions about where I sell my designer bags or pieces. I don't use an app typically like Poshmark or Tradesy or anything like that. I'm lucky enough to have an audience like you guys, and most of my things I have, well, all of my things I've sold to subscribers on Sevdalis Style Closet. It was Allie Sevdalis Closet, but I'm moving soon, so I'm getting rid of a lot of clothes and accessories and stuff, so I'll link that down below. I mean, for me, it just works out. I use PayPal, but if I didn't have an audience to, you know, offer all my things up to, I probably would be using something like eBay or Tradesy or anything like that, but I do get questions, so yeah, I do use my own Instagram selling account. I think the first thing I ever sold was my Louis Vuitton Samour bag. Now this bag I got as a Christmas gift, and a little disclaimer, my parents would rather me sell the thing that I'm not using to buy something that I will use. So the Louis Vuitton Samour is a classic Louis Vuitton bag, and it's really beautiful. I love the monogram. It was a crossbody bag, and I didn't think I liked crossbody bags after my Rebecca Minkoff and this bag, but turns out I just needed to find the right crossbody bag. It was really cool because it had two separate compartments, but the bag was really inconvenient. I have a review video about it that I will link down below, but it was just a really inconvenient bag. I think that Louis Vuitton could definitely make some improvements to it to make it more user-friendly. So the bag has two different sides, and it's not like a magnetic closure or like anything. You have to physically undo the buckle and the belt every single time, and it just got really inconvenient every single time having to undo it, and then most of the time I wouldn't even redo it. So I think that Louis Vuitton should still keep that belt look on the outside, like on the handle, but I think that they should almost like make it like a mock buckle looking thing, so that way it can be the magnet, just to make it easier, to make it more user friendly, just because it was a hassle every time to redo the buckle. That was a bag, beautiful bag, but I just didn't use it, mostly because I didn't really like crossbody bags, and also, like I said, it was just really inconvenient to get in and out of it all the time. The second Louis Vuitton bag that I sold was my Speedy 35. I've owned 3 Speedies. I have my Speedy 30, which is my first ever luxury handbag, my all-time favorite. My Speedy B25 is my all-time favorite bag, but it was my first Louis Vuitton bag, my first designer bag. I got it when I was 14 years old. I have a video from that time, and I really love the Speedy. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care what anyone says about Louis Vuitton or calling the monogram tacky. I like it. Buy what you like. I love that bag. It's such a classic. So after I got the 30 for my high school graduation present, my parents bought me the Speedy 35 in the Damier Azur print. So I sold that bag for a couple of reasons. Number one, the 35 was way too big. Personally, if I had to redo my Speedy purchases, well, at the time when I first bought my Speedy 30, the bandolier wasn't an option. This is my Louis Vuitton. I just started using it again because it's getting a little chilly here in Montreal, but this is the Speedy B25 in the Damier band. It has a strap. At the time, Louis Vuitton didn't come out with this. They came out with this a few years later. So I got the Speedy 30 monogram, and then I got the Speedy 35 in the Damier Azur. I'm 5'3" and pretty petite. I gained weight last year, but I'm still pretty petite. And the bag was just really big. It's a bottomless bucket, and it was just really big for my frame. I think the 25 or the 30 is the perfect size. For me personally, the 35 is definitely more of like a carry-on size, or even the 40 would be a perfect carry-on size. But for me, the 35 for everyday use, it just wasn't practical. It was huge. I couldn't fill it up. It just really wasn't a good size for me. The second reason why I sold it was the print. Now, at the time, I really liked the Damier Azur print, and I still do really like that print. I just don't like the way that the handles look once they start to patina against the white and bluish gray pattern. I just don't like the patina color. But honestly, it didn't bother me that much. You guys know I'm pretty chill about my bag, so it wasn't the whole patina thing that bothered me. It was more so the size. If it was a 30 or 25, I'd probably still have that bag in the collection, but the 35 just didn't work. The third Louis Vuitton piece that I purchased and sold was my Louis Vuitton Emily wallet. Now, I thought about selling it for a long time. I'll show you which wallet I use now and which wallet I love. This is probably one of the best luxury pieces I've ever purchased. This is by Saint Laurent, and it's their card holder. It comes in a bunch of colors. I've showed this before. It's leather, and then it has, you know, 5 card holders on the front, and then a zippered pocket for cash or change or anything like that. For me, that's all I need to use. It's a beautiful wallet, but for me, I just feel like those wallets are kind of outdated, especially as someone who pays mostly with their debit card and doesn't carry a ton of cash around usually. It just was a big wallet for nothing. I never use it. I would always use my Louis Vuitton key purse, key holder. I decided to sell the Emily wallet just because for me, it wasn't really worth it. I think that especially now, you can put, you know, your store cards in your phone. It seemed like a really big piece. I mean, it wasn't super big, but it was the classic size of, you know, like a fold wallet. But for me, it just was a lot of wasted space. I didn't use it. I would stay in my closet, and I decided to sell it just because I never used it, because it wasn't perfect. It wasn't a good fit for my lifestyle because it has lots of card slots and lots of room. But I use the app Sto Card, S-T-O card. I'm not sponsored. I've used it for years. And basically you just log in and then, well, not log in, you scan your cards, and let's say you're at Shoppers Drug Mart, you just scan it like right through that, and you don't have to worry about carrying your cards. It's just way more convenient for me. So that's why I decided to sell my Emily wallet, and this is by far the best purchase probably that I've made. Honestly, Michelle and I were just talking about this because he has one also. So it is unisex. Mike wants one too. This is like the best purchase I've made in a really long time. The next Louis Vuitton purchase that I sold more recently was my makeup bag. Now, I actually vlogged the day that I bought that makeup bag, and I sold it purely because of this. So the one that I sold was the monogram, and it was this exact size, this exact style. What happened was, you guys know I love the multicolor. I have a key pouch in the multicolor as well. I've always loved the multicolor. From when I was a little girl, my mom can tell you I've always loved the multicolor. So they discontinued this. I don't know why, but they discontinued it, and so I really wanted the makeup bag and the key holder. So now I have both of those things, but at the time I really wanted a makeup bag, and I was searching on like the pre-love websites, which I do have a whole video about buying pre-love, but I was searching on these websites and I couldn't find any of these makeup bags in good condition. So I went ahead and I purchased the monogram one at the Louis Vuitton store in Montreal. So as fate would have it, a few weeks later, I was browsing online and I came across this one, and when I say it was in practically new condition, it really was practically brand new, and due to its condition and its really great price, I was like, I'm gonna scoop it up. Like, normally when you find these online, they can be really inflated because they are very hard to find, they're in high demand, and they don't make them anymore. So when I saw the price from the reputable seller, I was like, I just ordered it. So at first I wasn't gonna sell the Louis Vuitton monogram bag, but then I was like, there's really no need for me to have two. I'm not a huge makeup bag person, so there was no need for me to keep two. That's why I sold the monogram one, because I have this one, and I really didn't need two makeup bags. The next Louis Vuitton thing that I sold, it sounds like I'm selling a lot of Louis Vuitton, but Louis Vuitton is my favorite brand. 2 summers ago, not this past summer, but the summer before, I ordered a Louis Vuitton bandolier Keep All 55 because I thought the 55 would be a good size for me, but it was not. It was huge. All it took was one trip to Greece where Tony and I were carrying the keep all. It was so heavy, it was so big. Again, if you are a man or if you're a little taller, the 55 would probably be okay, but for me, like I said, I'm 5'3", I'm more petite, Tony's even more petite than I am, so the 55 was just huge. So I sold that bag, and then I purchased the Keep All Bandolier 50, which I love. It's the perfect size. Honestly, if you're gonna get a Keep All, for me the 50, I don't understand why anyone would want bigger, because I fit a lot in the 50. It's still heavy though. Like Mike and I, when we went to Greece this summer, I did bring the Keep All. It is still heavy. Thank God Mike was there to carry it this summer, because it still was really a heavy bag, but it looks so nice. And like what I would do is I just, you know, plop it on top of my suitcase and it'd be fine, but it is a heavy bag, so just keep that in mind. But that's why I sold the Keep All 55. It was because it was too big for me. That's all I sold from Louis Vuitton. Now we're gonna move on to, I think, Rebecca Minkoff. I think that's the only other bags I've sold. So Rebecca Minkoff. I think Rebecca Minkoff is one of the best mid-end brands of bags. The leather quality is beautiful, and her designs I think are really beautiful, especially because they're so trendy, but they're super affordable. So back when I purchased the pouch, I don't know if you guys remember that vlog, but I went because I wanted to get the Givenchy Antigona. I decided not to, but I fell in love with their baby blue color, but I was like, I'm not spending $3,000 on a blue bag. I was like, you know what brand probably has a blue bag that I could buy that would be very nice, good quality? It would be Rebecca Minkoff. So I purchased the bag, I bought it pre-loved, and I ordered it, and the first day I got it, I loved it. The color was beautiful, everything was beautiful about the bag, but I just have bags that I would want to use more. So that's why I ended up selling it. Literally, I used it maybe once or twice, and then it stayed in my closet until I sold it like last month. It's a beautiful bag, the quality is amazing, but it just wasn't the bag for me. I ended up selling it just because I didn't use it, honestly. Another bag, which has a little bit more of a story, is the Rebecca Minkoff Mini Mac bag. Now, if you've been on YouTube for a while, you would remember the whole Rebecca Minkoff Mini Mac trend and the whole Rebecca Minkoff trend in general. When someone on YouTube gets something, another person gets it, it's like a domino effect. So I waited a while to get the Rebecca Minkoff bag, and then I went down to Holt Renfrew in Montreal, and I picked up the black leather Mini Mac bag with silver hardware. That bag was so inconvenient for me. It fit nothing in it. It was probably around this big. Now that I'm thinking about it, it was probably around the same size as the Gucci bag, but it was probably literally half of its width. So you could really not fit much in there, and the way the Gucci bag opens, you can really like open it wide. The Mini Mac, it was like you had to maneuver things inside. It could barely hold anything. I mean, you guys know I was talking about the Emily wallet. It was so hard to put that wallet in. It was impossible to take it out. It was just a hassle. I originally thought it was going to be a good travel bag, but then, you know, try fitting a passport in. I don't even think the passport fit in the front compartment. It was just way too small for me, and that's why I sold that bag. But I think that if I got maybe like the regular Mac size, or I think it's called like the Mac Daddy or the big one, I think it is a really nice bag. I mean, that's the good thing about there being such a good resale market for designer bags or handbags, because if you don't like it or if it doesn't work for you, you can always sell it and it's not a big loss. So those are all the bags that I've sold. I'm currently in the process of selling or trying to sell. This might be a little bit shocking if you don't follow me on Instagram or the Sevdalis Style Closet, but I decided to part ways with my Balenciaga City bag. I have a ton of pictures, like close-up pictures, on Sevdalis Style Closet, so if you're interested in this bag, you can go into Sevdalis Style Closet. It just doesn't feel like me anymore. I haven't carried it in probably over a year. I love the new Balenciaga bags that have like the bright silver on them, so I am looking at that one. But for me right now, I just don't feel like this bag is me, so that's why I'm selling it. The leather is still beautiful. Everything's still so beautiful about this bag, but it's just not me anymore. Lucky for you if you are interested in this bag. It's still available. I'm selling it for $999. I bought it for way more than that, so yeah. If you're interested in getting more information, you can either email me at alliesevdalisyt@yahoo.com, or you can just look up Sevdalis Style Closet on Instagram and see the pictures and details and everything like that. So that's it. That's today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I love watching these videos, so I hope you liked it, and I hope that maybe this can turn into a little tag or something so I can watch my favorites do this video. With that said, I'm going to let you guys go. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a great day or night depending on when you watch this, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.